If you're an entrepreneur, there are 3 advice I want to give you in this video today, and it's more importantly for me running businesses for the last 10 years, and it's been an incredible journey, like owning a high street estate agent, you know, where we've sold property, mortgages and everything. Like, look, this video is going to be crazy. I want to give you some really big 3 advices that you guys can take forward and hopefully implement in your journey.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up.
And oftentimes the best methodology is to start with the perfect experience with just one person, get that right, and then figure out how to scale something great instead of scaling something not so great and then trying to improve it. That's really hard to do.
Constantly seek criticism.
Yeah.
So guys, as usual, I want to celebrate home, and what that basically means is I've been trying to promote sandbanks for a lot of entrepreneurs who obviously watch my videos, and I've had loads of people over the last few years who's come in and like kind of just because I've promoted it on social media. And this weekend there was a massive festival called Sandfest. Now half the UK don't probably know about it, but the reason why I'm sharing is it's again another entrepreneurship level that events organisers are taking on board and actually leveraging. Obviously UK doesn't have a great weather, so you know, for us, like end of August, and you can see here like the weather, you know, the beach is just pretty empty, whereas if you're, let's say, in Spain, Portugal, right, and I've travelled a couple of times then, I know for the fact that the businesses are a lot more thriving. And you know, I always walk down here and go, it is sad, but then also it's a hidden gem in the UK. So yeah, I'm gonna roll some clips because I want to show you how incredible this place is, where I call myself a home. And let's go into the video straight after this. So number 1 advice is everything is figure outable, right? Now, just my journey over the last kind of 10 years, when I first started my perfume business years back, I didn't, you know, if somebody said to me 10 years later, you would have a team of 15 and we would have like systems and processes, would by now have worked on 4,000 properties, like, and that's purely like, I'm talking 10 years ago when I just actually understood what the word business was, let alone, you know, what involved, you know, the people around it, the brand and marketing, the sales and operationals. Everything in business is figure outable, right? And for me, you know, the more I work with new clients, the more I get to understand that, hey, don't worry, because I'm here to figure this out for you right now. And as your journey grows, you're always going to find somebody else who's going to give you the solution, or you will speak to someone. So, you know, if you're an entrepreneur and you're constantly thinking, is this the right thing to do? I don't know this. Just don't worry. Like, take the risk. Think about this way, everything. And by the way, if you're watching this video, I will tell you today, there must be a thing that you were thinking about a month ago. Today you figure it out and you went, oh, actually, I do know how that works. And that is exactly the concept on entrepreneurship. The only thing is taking that risk. So number 1 advice, like I said, look, everything is figure outable. Second advice I want to give here is low cost and lifestyles. Now, it's as the world is changing, obviously nothing is low cost. But if you're an entrepreneur, and like, I'm going to go with my journey because that's how I started it. You know, when I started at 22, I used to live at home, used to live with mum and dad, and there was a lot of worry at home because we had only been in the UK, I think it was our 4th year completing to 5th year. And, you know, it's still, you know, we're still new to the country. We're all figuring out what we want to do. And there I am going, I know this, I'm going to start a business because I'm tired of working for somebody else. And it's scary now. I look back, I'm like, oh, you know, it is actually quite scary. But the low cost lifestyle, which is where I didn't have a car finance. I lived at home, so effectively, obviously I feel sad at that time. Every day I was waking up going, well, I'm not contributing enough to my family. However, I knew that one day, like today, well, I have been looked after from everyone. I am now being able to give back. And it's if you follow my channels and socials, that's all I do at the moment. I give back to my family. And that low cost lifestyle it comes with its own challenges, because when your friends will say to you, hey, do you want to go out for dinner? You've got to turn around and say, actually, you can't, or you've got work to do. Like, I remember this, but many years ago when I had a group of friends who we did everything together, we enjoyed life together, and then at one point I went, that first thing I said to you about figuring out everything, I wasn't figuring out everything. Businesses was challenging, I was thinking about what's next, and it really kind of gave me a point where I understood that actually if I live a low cost lifestyle, I don't have to worry about anything. So what is it costing me at that time was just my time. And do you know what? I trade my time around money, and I trade my time around money with my people, as in team, my clients and stuff. But at that point, it was my time with the knowledge that I was gaining. And I must say, I never thought it was going to be worth it, because I kept going back to going, well, I am not earning anything now. But, if you're in your mid-20s, early 20s, and if you're watching this video, that is probably one of the best advice I can give you. But also, look, if you're in your 30s and you're figuring out, go back to the basic. Try and live a simple life that's going to allow you to not worry about your expenses. And as a result of that, the time you put in, I can go back to, the early part of my business journey. There were probably weeks I made literally £0 in return to 12 hours a day work, right? So I was putting 60 hours work, but actually in return for money, I was getting 0. But today, 10 years later, all that knowledge that I had, I know exactly what to do. What did I learn then, around just focusing, turning up, marketing and branding, like putting my brain around how can I get more clients, accounting, and all that things that I was not really kind of thought about when businesses wasn't doing that well. We get to leverage it now, and yeah, it's been exciting. But number 2 advice, like I said to you guys, is let's get in that low cost lifestyle. And finally, guys, as I do this most of the time, actually, Sandbanks itself with the water, and how less busy it is as a beach, it really kind of allows me to do one thing, which is just come here and appreciate life, right? And the third advice I really want to give someone is, you don't realize how little of the time you have, especially when you hit the adult life. Now I can talk about many things, i.e., looking after family, friends, my loved one, retiring my parents. It's truly something different to what I did, a couple of years ago, right? And now I look at that 10 years journey, what I have appreciated is actually how little of that time was. And now I say I've been running businesses for 10 years, but it really kind of doesn't matter how the lifetime, the length of 10 years is pretty less, because as a business owner, you're not really spending a lot of time doing the same thing. You're constantly moving around, you're constantly growing your businesses, you're constantly growing your people. So at the end of the day, time goes quickly. I'm sure people watching this is, therefore you'll probably sat down going, oh my God, what happened in the last 24 months? We've all had our best times, the best years, and also some of the challenging years, right? I constantly get challenged with my parents' health, and I get scared at times, but then also the purpose behind what I do I've said to everyone is, I love my parents, I've retired them, and it's now my job to deliver everything I need to. Does that mean I've supported them with private healthcare where needed? Yes. Does that mean if they want to go back to Nepal to see family, friends, they only travel business class and I pay for it? And to take a moment to think about all of this, and I hope viewers watching this, I want to document my journey now, because it's been the last 10 years of let's get the brain to work, let's learn this, let's learn that. But actually now, I'm sure in my journey, I've had tens or 15s of people that I have learned from them to watching their YouTube videos. And yeah, it's exciting that now I'm in a position where I can share you, because of all the experience I've had within the business world, all the challenges, and there's going to be so much other videos that I'm going to bring out around mindset, entrepreneurship, challenges, advices, so that people watching this video can really relate to it and also implement. Because from this video, if I had one thing I could say to you, and this is something that is very actionable, is try and live a low-cost lifestyle. It's you who's spending a lot of money, nobody. So if you can control that, you've got something really good coming your way. So thank you so much for watching another video of mine. Look, if you're new to this channel, please make sure you come and visit me on all my socials, where I'm actually active every single day, sharing my business life, sharing the whole challenge, the advice that I receive from other people, and I'm constantly learning like you are. So thank you so much for coming back and watching this video. If you're not yet subscribed, I'd ask you a massive favor, so hit that subscribe button. And yeah, well, stick. If you're ever in the UK and you live in the UK, it's worth coming and visiting this place. To call this a home is amazing, and yeah, I love it. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and see you soon.